Hey, I am at the ocean and it's night. My name is Dr. Cheryl Meyer. I'm a psychologist and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening, and all of life is a spiritual awakening because we are spiritual beings in a physical body. And so today we're going to talk, I'm going to talk about surrender. I think I'm going to walk away from this a little. And so, something happened earlier this week. It feels like it was a year ago, but it was actually 4 days ago from where I am right now. Let's see. Not even 4 days. Yeah. Anyway, I don't date my videos, but this woman, I was leaving a doctor's office, and this woman stopped breathing in front of me. Anyway, what happened was she was on the ground when I was walking by. And the person that was assisting her to get to the doctor's office was next to her on the ground. And I saw that she was panicked, and I said, I will stay with the woman, you go get help. And so she ran back in the doctor's office and got help. But this woman, died. Like she stopped breathing in my arms. I was not expecting that. I thought she just fell down, but she was breathing, and then she stopped breathing, and then a woman came out and that had worked in the doctor's office and started doing CPR on her. Thank God. She only stopped breathing for a second. The woman was already walking out, and I had flagged another lady down to call the emergency. So they called them. They were on the way, paramedics. But, so it was just a lot of adrenaline and like just praying and being present and hoping to God that she would be okay, and not knowing what was going to be next. And so last week I was in a car accident because there was all this water on the freeway, and my car just hydroplaned, and I had perfect tires, all-weather tires, all this stuff. But it shows you. So let's go back to surrender, because I look at everything like a spiritual lesson for us, for not just me, but for all of us. I was just chuckling. I was like, that's so funny. When I walked over to the bathroom here, and I was just like, that's so funny how, I can ask divine love. I was reading this amazing book today, but I can ask divine love, hey, can you teach me how to be surrendered? Can you teach me how to let go, to be present, to just feel alive and be at ease, and not be so attached to everything and attached to outcomes and caught up in egotism and trying to control things and all these things, right? And then I was laughing because I'm like, you can't get any of those things by pretending to be that, by acting surrendered, I know one of my teachers recommended to me, read that book, The Subtle Art of Giving a F, and it's actually about Taoism. So, but he's in my opinion, like, he has really great points in that book, but he's off on some, what in my understanding of it, but you can form your own opinions. But, I was laughing because I was like, wow. If I looked at the past 2 years in my life, 2.5 years, almost every single thing, I would say every single thing was taken away from me. Like at one point, I didn't have a house. I didn't know where I was going to live. I couldn't qualify for renting, because I was in a divorce, and I never planned that to be, and I had pulled back a lot from my job, so my income in the state of California didn't qualify for rent, but I ended up, because someone I knew from like South America really encouraged me, because she had moved here and and she said, you have to get a house, you have to buy a house. So I ended up selling all this stuff and like putting myself at risk and buying a house. But even that, all these things came up, like, well, you have to get repiping and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't know how I was going to pay for that. I didn't know how any of that stuff was going to happen, and I have kids, and, at least I was like, oh, at least I have my kids, and then like, and I never lost my kids, but they had emotional experiences from the divorce that I had never planned. And so it was like my relationship with them had to shift. I had to surrender them up to the divine. I had to, you can have health problems and think that you're doing everything to keep your body in shape, and yet, something comes up that's out of your control. Or I got all-weather tires and I thought, I'm going to do everything by the book, and yet it rained all at once, and it doesn't rain a lot here in California. And so whatever happened. And, the car started spinning. And then today, I had just got a new used car a couple days ago, and a nice one. And, anyway, I won't go into all the details because you don't need to know all that, but it's just like, and the check engine came on 2 days after I just gotten it today. And, the engine started shaking, and it just brought up all this trauma from the accident that was like 10 days ago, because I got a concussion, and it was scary, and it was out of my control. And it was not just out of my control. When you hit something and you think you're going to die, your whole life flashes in front of you, and then I'm so conscious about not hurting my head, and I love skating. If you guys know, I love roller skating. It's just, it gets me in this Zen place and just at peace, and you can just let go of the whole world. It teaches you the properties or the principles of Zen. It teaches you that. And so I love that. But I had fallen and hit my head, so skating was taken away from me. And then I got hurt in the accident some. And so still skating is taken away from me. I can't go back to it because something could happen. And all I'm bringing this up about, and I'm still smiling, and it's not a fake smile, because I had to work hard to get to this place, not by pretending to be surrendered, not by pretending or having a hardened heart. Look, I'm still wearing my heart necklace, which is like, drop down from your head, live from your heart. And that's just it's not being a pleaser. It's not pleasing other people. It's not just going along to get along. It's not selling out in any way, but it's understanding. It's coming to an understanding. And if you want to learn about this really deeply, you can listen to the free book. It's an ebook. You know how there's like Gutenberg probably has it, Project Gutenberg. It's a free PDF called Abandonment to the Divine Providence. Abandonment to the Will of God, something like that, by Jean-Pierre de Cassad. I don't know how you spell that, Cassaud. And so you can do that. But what he was talking about, and I was praying a lot this morning because I didn't know if the car I had was going to break down on the road, because it just started showing that, and I had already been driving. I had to pull over as quickly as I could. And then I had got to the place, the service place that I normally go to, because it was right there, right by my house. And the guy's like, oh, no, this part is back ordered. You're not going to get a part for 6 months on this. I've tried everywhere. For 6 months, I've been trying to get this part. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So he's like, you're not going to have a car for 6 months, even though I just spent all the money. Anyway, but what this book was talking about, right, is so beautiful. And Elliot sings about this. Of course, I always get a song with every video, because that's what's given to both of us, to all of us, both me and all of you. And please share these videos, like them, comment. It helps grow my channel or my social media, wherever you're seeing this. all of my videos, I'm trying to equip you. I'm always wanting to equip you because I just think it's so important. It says, there's a verse that says, without knowledge, my people perish. My people perish for lack of knowledge. And so I was always taught since I was a young child to ask for wisdom. Ask and believe that you're going to receive it. Because no one can take wisdom away. And I wanted something that no one could take. And that's when Jesus says, go and look, the kingdom of heaven is within. But in this book, so I was praying a lot. I was like, give us this day our daily bread. How am I supposed to get through this day? Like, how can I be, serenity now? How do I stay calm? How do I be present? And I remembered I had been listening to this book, so I pushed play. And he was just like, Jean-Pierre did, he said, when you look at the world, like the divine love is giving you everything. Stay in your station. Don't go away from what your calling is and your gifts are, but also whatever is presented to you is presented because it's a spiritual growth point. It will give you the sanctity of the divine when you yield to it, when you understand it. Not let people walk on you, but when you yield to it, you'll get divine inspiration and understanding. You'll learn about true surrender and serenity. All right, I wish you so much love. I'm gonna head out. Who knows what's next? But I just wanted to say, like, it's like sometimes if you ask for spiritual growth, you might get it in this disguised way that you don't think you want. You're like, no, not this, but your will be done. And it's like, if everything has to be taken from you so that you can hold your hands open, then, learn what that is. God's not a masochist. He's not punishing us. He's bringing us a divine transformation, but know the difference between that. I'm saying this as a person, not as your psychologist. If you need true, psychological help, then go seek that. But I'm saying this as a person going through, my own spiritual transformation. All right, much love.